Hi there, Cher Johnston here. So I did some work on this last night. I was up rather late. Then I started working on it today, and I thought maybe I should just turn the camera on. I'm doing this woven picot stitch, and um, let's see, I have my handy dandy milliner's needle, and this is 3 strands of DMC floss 931. And then I'm going to switch to this DMC floss 932 to do the last one. And I'll come back and do the calyx and the blip blip, the stem, I'm not going to try to talk while I do this. I'm probably just going to uh, fast forward and mute the sound. I discovered today that if I take my time and put the needle in there, wait, where am I going? I want to go this way. But if I put the needle in there, oh, this is the first stitch, so I probably can't do that. All right. And actually, I don't think I did that until around the 3rd or 4th. So there, if I put the needle in there while I pull it tight, then it's not going to get to be super thin, and it's also sort of more even. So I'm just weaving. I know I didn't explain what I just did, but you saw me do it. And I know that you're not idiots. I'm just going to be quiet and listen to the kids. Okay, I'm back. I have DMC thread 370. It's green. And of course, my new favorite needle. And this is stain. I don't know how you get yellow stain from blue paint, but that's what I got. So the stamen on this thing is going to be a padded stem stitch. So what I'm going to do first is, this is the padding part. And I'm going going up and down like this because the back is also going to be part of the padding. In other words, I'm going to go through all the layers on the back too when we switch and do horizontal stitches. I'm going to go back and go in between those stitches. I think that might be enough. All right. This one might be kind of big. I think I did one of these before and it was a lot smaller. Oh, let's start at the top. Excuse me, just because. And I'm going to go from this side straight across to the other side. Excuse me, I've been eating cucumber. It makes me belch just a bit. This is not. That's fine. I have 3 strands. In the book, she says to use 2 strands, but I don't like 2 strands. Oh, I mentioned the book. I should show you the book. This is the book that I'm talking about. In a Wheat Field by Elizabeth. I don't know how to say that. These are all of the flowers in the book. She is Italian, I think. So it's all in Italian and English. See? That's one that I did. And that's one that I did. And there's a lot of patterns. This is the one we're doing now. And she gives, she does have some, here, stitch gallery. Anyway, I found that on Etsy. I looked all over after I saw some of her work on Pinterest, and I had a hard time finding the book. I'm sorry, I just went off camera. So this, I'm going to go back up here a bit because I noticed that wasn't really covered, and we're going to push this in and try to cover this. I also found a book yesterday um, that I had seen online before. I can't remember the name of it. I'll show it to you after I get it. I looked um, I looked on Amazon and it was $360. And I know I looked for it. I looked at this book before and I saw it again and I thought, oh, I'll just have a look again and see, if I could find it. And I found it again on Amazon for $370. And there was one on eBay for, I don't know, 250 bucks or something really outrageous. Some of these books sometimes, man. All right. Anyway, I found it on, I think it was an Australian website for $39.95. And I just went, oh my gosh, that seems like a lot for a book, but maybe not for a book that's selling for $370 on Amazon. So I went to the website, I checked to see, because you always got to check to see how much the shipping is going to be, because oh my god. um um $41. And I'll bet you anything part of that is tariffs, but they're not going to call it tariffs. They're just going to call it shipping and handling. Yeah, that's it. Anyway, so I went, oh, $80, holy moly. And I thought, let's just see, because if I pay with PayPal, then it will, wasn't sure if that was US dollars or Australian, and sometimes there's a huge difference. Well, it went from $80 Australian to like $52. And I went, oh, that's like $25 for the book and $25 for shipping. That's fine. Really wanted this book. I will share it with you when I get it. And I may do, well, I feel like I have to do some of the projects, and I may do them on YouTube. I have to find out what about the copyright. The copyright issues. Like this lady today. I haven't asked her if I could do tutorials of her stuff, but it's like it's not really like anything new, and it's not like I'm just going to give you, hey, these are all the colors that she uses, aren't they fabulous? But I can show you now and then. I don't know if anyone knows. Can you let me know? And maybe I should email her and ask, because she might not mind. And I also think that if I'm doing I'm going to do a blah, 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 blah. Insert name of stitch here. Okay, if I do a if I do a video and I show the book and then people buy the book, then what's the problem? I don't see that's a problem. Anyways, this is a Portuguese knotted stem stitch. I knew I'd think of it. I probably shouldn't have said what it is until I had the thought firmly in my mind. Okay, so this one she has no, she did not use a Portuguese knotted stem stitch in her book. Of course not. Who does that? And she didn't use any leaves. And I think I'm going to leave it with no leaves. This came from her book, but the color of the wheat I didn't have. I just did it with this, what is this? 676. And I don't like it because it's too close in color to this. This fabric that I have, I believe, is vintage. The reason I say that is because if you look closely here, there is, those old patterns that they used to have. There's an iron-on of a pattern. I think that I probably washed it out by hand and didn't get it all clean. Anyways, and I don't think I tea dyed this. I think this is either a natural color or it's just vintage or something. I don't remember where I got this from. There's a Mitzi hair. Okay. I'm going to figure out what I'm going to do next because I think I'll do one more flower today and I will show you as I do it. Okay. I decided I'm going to use some silk ribbon. This is, I don't remember where I got it from. Sorry to say. I think it's 7mm. And after you thread it, you go back. You go back to pierce the end. My cat has found a fly. And so she's I'm sorry, she's running around. Sometimes when she runs through the house, it sounds a little bit like a little tiny horse. All right. We're going to do, I don't know if you can hear that, and I might have to cut all of that out because that is the air conditioner and it might be too loud. I don't know. I'll have to see. I'm going to do a detached buttonhole stitch. Detached chain stitch. Oh. Oh, I didn't end that off. All right, let's get rid of this needle somewhere. Okay. Detached chain stitch. These make a nice looking iris type looking plant. That kind of a thing. And next I'm going to come in here, I'm going to do a straight stitch. I'm going to come down here and pierce the ribbon at the left hand side, which I think will make it curve a little bit to the left. You want to be careful that you don't pull it all the way through. See how that does? Look at that. All right, then other side. I had to cut this shorter, this fabric down because it's just really bothering me that it was so big. All right, left hand side, we're going to go pierce it at the right and pull through very carefully. Nice. All right, then one right down the center. I don't want to pierce the fabric. If you pierce the ribbon from the back, it will pull these other stitches. So you don't want to do that. And then I check the back sometimes just to make sure that it's pulled tight enough. And in the center one here, I'm gonna just pierce it right down the center. And then, again, pull very carefully. Just there. All right. Nice. Now, I'm going to cut this and leave a bit. And this idea. I haven't been using my Fabri-Tac lately because I used it once and it just got everywhere. But I have this idea that maybe I could put some here on a little metal ruler. I know I can get it off there. And let's see, because I have a needle right here, scoop some of this up, put it on there, and press it into, haha, there we go. Ta-da! All right. Now I have some green here. And I'm not going to iron it because I store it on clothespins and it doesn't get too terribly wrinkly. Sometimes I do press it, and sometimes I just say, you know what, it's just too freaking hot today. Let's get one of these, because I can't find my needle book. I have a lot of needles in my needle book. Cleaned up my desk, put them all away. Now I can't find them. So the ribbon goes through there, and we pierce it. And then I do a little knot like this. then I think I used to have irises when I had a house and, you know, pretty things in the garden. Funny story. My husband bought me a house with a wonderful rose garden, and then I think that he decided because I had roses in the backyard that he didn't have to buy me flowers anymore. And I never said anything, but you know, maybe I should have. Oh, that looks nice. That's pretty. Let's do another one of those. Let's do one a little bit shorter. Right? That looks right. What a beautiful house. Um, just north of the Burbank airport, but it did not have the Burbank address. So we got it a lot cheaper than a Burbank house. And then I go over top. No, let's go right to the side there. Then, you know, divorce, sad, miss my house. All right, I'm going to try something here. I don't know if it's going to work or not. I'm going to go in here. And what I want is, I want to twist this. I've done this before, this part, where you twist it all up. There we go. And then I want it to go, no, I don't want it under. Let's just pierce it right here. Put it in there. Nice. That, I'll have to just cover that with something else. A piece of, I don't know, something. And then I will use the glue again to glue down that piece on the back. Okay. Zoom in. Zoom, 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 zoom. That's my video for today. Thanks for watching. Bye.